But historically, starting in the 50s, bands dominated through all genres of music, but especially rock music. Rock is just not popular. It doesn't connect with young people like it did back then.
Societal degradation, or maybe even something nefarious.
So it's less than 1%.
I think a lot of these significant changes just come down to the creative and musical economic paradigm shifting over the past couple of decades.
Probably because there's no bands out there.
No bands anymore. Maybe culture is changing. Forever. Oh well.
Hey man, what's up?
Yo, Greg, dude, I need you to come to my show, bro, ASAP, dude.
Alright, I'll be there, man. See ya.
Rock and roll, dude.
But Rick Beato told me there are no bands anymore. Or maybe they're just not on the internet.
Go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
It feels like for the last 30 years, we've all been living in this collective dream that technology is going to solve all our problems and create some sort of utopia. And in the last 5 to 10 years, we've seen this dream turn into a nightmare. The jig is up. Everyone knows that we're being spied on constantly. All of our data is being bought and sold and used to manipulate us and keep us staring at shiny displays all day. But beyond that, the influencers, the creators that we once looked up to for inspiration over time were revealed for who they really are. And who they really are was shaped by the environment that they found themselves in. And thus, what people value on these platforms more than anything are the views, the likes, and ultimately the revenue they get. So in a sense, internet culture has just become consumeristic, commercialized, and controlled. So where is the real culture forming now? Where are the genuine connections of people sharing these beliefs that transcend just numbers and money? Where is all that happening? Well, I think it's happening in real life. The other night I came across this video by a guy named Paul Harrell, and in the video it's titled "I'm Dead."
So if you're watching me, I'm dead.
He talks about how his pancreatic cancer has spread to a terminal point, and that this would be his last video uploaded after his death.
My goal in doing all of this was, yes, to have fun, do some things that were fun, but primarily to put out useful information. What I really hope is that as you're watching me, you've seen some things that have made you say, oh, I get it, okay. Things that have made you change something you did in such a way that has helped you. I would really hope that seeing the reviews we've done of things have saved you some money and kept you from buying things that probably wouldn't have been a good fit for you. And if those things have happened, then we've met our goal.
In that video, he talked about wanting to inspire people, wanting to inspire his viewers. And, you know, there doesn't have to be any deep philosophical, world-changing revelation from that. If there's any reason beneath the money, beneath the views, that matters, and I believe there is. In this case, he's talking about leaving some inspiration behind for his viewers and getting them to think about things in a different way. That really is the greatest thing you can hope to do through these platforms, through videos. Sometimes it's easy to just get lost in the numbers and lost in things that don't really matter beyond a finite lifespan. And like our friend Paul, to me, the most rewarding part of making videos has always been seeing people respond with their own stories, their own experiences. Maybe something about their thoughts has changed from a video I showed them. Recently, I got the opportunity to see this happen in real time with the premiere of this documentary that I was working on for months with a few friends. It's called The Troll of Pease Park. It's about this troll statue that was made in a local park here by an international artist, and we sort of documented the construction of it and the response to it from people around here. We premiered it at a local video store, and a lot of people showed up. They asked questions, they were engaged with it, they seemed to enjoy it, and being able to do that was fulfilling on a deep level that I rarely, if ever, get from just seeing comments on a screen, because you can't replace that face-to-face interaction with other people. That being said, what do you think about internet culture? Is it dead? Are all the cool things happening in real life around you? Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. Hey, I heard you playing. Could I record you for a video?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Editing videos is like this abstract form of expression where you make a bunch of decisions in a program and a bunch of small changes through audio, through visuals, through clips, etc. And eventually, after some long amount of time, some people might see it, and if they're paying attention, they might pick up on some of the expressions you've put into the video. But man, playing music is just like instantly right there. I think that's really cool. I've been learning guitar for that reason. During the 2010s, when I was getting into my teenage years, I was really fascinated by people like Ray Kurzweil and other futurists who promised that humanity in the coming decades would merge with technology and form this singularity, and that essentially we could become like gods and solve all our problems and create things beyond our wildest imagination.
And my prediction is that we will, this is an objective prediction, we will come to accept entities that are not biological as conscious. It's going to be all mixed up. There's not going to be a clear distinction between human and machine. The bottom line is we are one human-machine civilization. As
I got into my 20s, I started to see that some of these promises were overhyped, that some of them may not come true at all, and if they do, they come at a cost. Even if we could one day completely merge with technology and form this extremely intelligent hive mind consciousness, it would come at the cost of something, and I believe that to be the soul. And what is the soul? The soul is something you can't measure with data. It's something you can't predict, you can't calculate, and he can't buy it or sell it. And it seems like younger people of this generation understand that on some intuitive level. Maybe it's because they grew up using their phones and being on these platforms, and they've just grown to associate them as tools rather than an endpoint, a destination. Whereas the previous generation, I think, they viewed the internet and the promises of technology in the last few decades as some sort of utopia, pinnacle goal that we all have to strive towards. But I think a lot of us have been able to reflect on that and question it and see that it's not leading us to this utopia, and that whatever that looks like it's something we have to build ourselves with a connection to our earth, to our sun, to the nature around us. It's not something that is going to be solved by a bunch of black boxes and data rooms. Okay, what is the game that you're playing?
Raid Shadow Legends.
What would you rate this game out of 10?
Consistently, I would say about a 7. But when it's at its peak, I'll say a 10.
It kind of reminds me of WoW, World of Warcraft. I used to play that a lot.
Yeah.
That was my life for, like, I don't know, 4 years.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay.
You?
35.
Okay, word.
And we'll try to simulate the world with the internet, with the next version of World of Warcraft, but there's always something missing because everything we need has been right here all along. You could see it in the language of memes with this return to traditionalism, cottagecore, drinking raw milk, touching grass, people taking cold plunges and raw dogging airplane flights by not looking at screens. All of those things are an expression of reconnecting with nature. That's the culture I see online now. This obsession with technology and the promises of what it'll bring, it's sort of this focus on intellect as being the absolute highest value. But intellect without the soul just turns humans into robots. And if we don't change course, and if we just continue thinking that technology and data are the most valuable things, then we will become ruled by robots or become the robots ourselves at some point. And I think this decade has given us an opportunity to stop and question what path that's leading us down and maybe even course correct. And I see a lot of hope in younger people choosing to express themselves in reality through things that are not always abstract and detached as a lot of things online tend to be.
Joanna!
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Just playing with random stuff, like rap songs. Let me get the vibe.
A lot of these channels I used to watch made great videos, and they got a lot of views, and some of them were quite popular, but the point was never that they somehow worked the algorithm to be successful. No, the most interesting thing about these videos was that they had one foot grounded in reality and one foot in the abstract, in the imagination, and somewhere in between those two things, they created a work of art that got me to view reality in a different way. And so if there's any point to me contributing to this massive information and content that is online, it's simply to keep that inspiration going, to show you that there are cool things happening in real life. But I mean, really, just get out there, Maybe there's some cool art scene in your city, in your local community, or maybe you have to drive a few hours or take a flight to Austin, but Check out a local music show. Go to your local open mic comedy and bomb on the mic. Knock on your neighbor's door. Start mowing random people's lawns. Get inspired. Fuck, this is tiring. Speaking of things happening in real life, related to all that, I've had this studio for several months now with some partners in the local Austin area. Going to be happening tomorrow night. Cansancio, fatigue for an overstimulated digital world, and we're putting it together right now. Here's all the pieces. Cansancio. This is the infinite QR code wall. Stay tuned to see how that goes.
Cansancio.